The US election was rigged, which it was, after they rigged the US election.
Why do you say that?
I say that because all the empirical evidence points to the fact it was rigged.
Andrew Tate is a former Big Brother contestant turned conservative viral star. He's accused of spouting lies around the 2020 election and making misogynistic comments. He's now been cancelled from YouTube, Facebook and Instagram. TikTok have banned Tate's videos, but his election lies and other comments are still managing to get through. TikTok has always emphasised that it's an entertainment app.
I love cone.
But politics is gaining ground.
Cone.
And just like other social media platforms, it's trying to tackle the spread of misinformation.
If you're only following like certain types of content, I would say it's definitely easy to get pigeonholed for sure.
Kamala Boykin tries to fight fake news for the Washington Post and claims TikTok's algorithm appears to push people into one-sided content based on their search history.
As someone who spends so much time on the app, it's really easy to get kind of like pigeonholed into a certain niche. And I find myself, because I'm a professional on the app, constantly trying to like reset my algorithm to see what everybody is seeing.
Just 50%.
Sam Schlafstein works for Gen Z for Change, a non-profit that seeks to inform young users on TikTok. And he says he's seeing worrying misinformation more frequently.
I think we've seen like a lot of violent rhetoric being sort of propagated on TikTok, especially with Trump and things like January 6th. And I think we need to like really mitigate that sort of like hate speech and violent speech.
TikTok has around 1 billion active users every month, with about 70 million of those in the United States. Shortly before the 2020 election, TikTok took down around 350,000 videos containing misinformation. But people can get around that by using hashtags with dodgy spellings. So, rigged election without the E, that had 4.5 million views. Stop the steal with lots of L's at the end, that had 1 million views before it was taken down. And that is the real conundrum here. Social media companies have an obligation to tackle fake news. And yet, a lot of those lies around the election are being spread by the politicians themselves.
We are losing our country.
Like this Republican candidate, Laura Loomer, alleging voter fraud after losing her primary race this week.
Please start taking this issue seriously. Please.
And this misinformation is leading to more real-world consequences, especially since the FBI raid of Mar-a-Lago. 2 weeks ago, a Trump supporter tried to break into an FBI office in Ohio. He was shot dead by police.
This should not be a news flash to anybody who's been paying attention. We have seen so much violence, most recently in Buffalo against the African-American community. Where does all this start? Where do these themes come from? Often in these online spaces.
Is the rise in TikTok's popularity more concerning because it's actually reaching much younger audiences?
Some platforms are more popular than others, but the reality is every single one of them is finding themselves being exploited by those who want to promote hatred. And this is why it's really important for those platforms, especially those that are reaching the most impressionable among us, that they do more.
On election misinformation, a TikTok spokesperson said, "We take our responsibility to protect the integrity of our platform and elections with utmost seriousness. TikTok prohibits election misinformation." And in relation to Andrew Tate, they said, "Misogyny is a hateful ideology that is not tolerated on TikTok. Our investigation into this content is ongoing as we continue to remove violations." Andrew Tate himself has denied holding misogynistic views and accused his critics of twisting facts.
Professors and teachers who are getting their orders from Moscow.
Misinformation in American politics isn't new. Conspiracies go back to McCarthyism. And political violence has deep roots. Take the anti-government bombing in Oklahoma City in 1995. But the popularity of social media platforms on which lies can spread, combined with a political environment that questions institutions, is what feels new ahead of November's elections.